arcade sucks!
Welcome back to Sonic Mania. We are here in Hydro City Zone. The best Sonic Zone ever made, in case you don't know. The best Sonic Zone ever freaking made. It is that good. We love it. And it is amazing. It's just as fun as it was in the original. Now, there is something that you need to know about this version of Hydro City. So, unlike with the rest of the game, where its whole gimmick is to replicate Act 1 almost exactly with a few minor differences, and then make Act 2 completely different, Hydro City flips that completely over and makes Act 1 completely original and keeps the second act faithful to the original. Now, why is that, you might ask? Because Hydro City Zone is so dadgum peak that they had to keep the original Hydro City Zone for Act 2. Hydro City Zone Act 2 is so peak, they had to keep the original. Think about that. Think about that. It was so peak, they had to keep the original untouched. And I'm appreciative that they did that. I like the gondola here, and I like that, and I'm glad that they didn't do anything to my glorious King Hydro City Act 2. You know, it would have been such a crying shame had they changed it. I would have been so sad, but, you know, either way. Now, I don't have the best memories with this zone. At least Sonic 3's version of this zone as a kid. I could rarely get past this as a kid, and if I ever did, the only thing I could ever get to was Marble Garden Zone. I could never get past Marble Garden Zone in that game as a kid, playing it on my Sega Mega Collection Plus. But I have recently come to know, as I got better at Sonic games and as I grew up, I have come to know the beauty that is Hydro City Zone Act 1 and 2. Act 1's fine in the original, but Act 2 is even better. The music, the atmosphere, just the speed, an actual good water stage, which is something that not even just Sonic games can't do, but, well, I guess it can since Hydro City exists, but video games in general cannot pull off good water stages. The only other good water stage I think I've ever played in my entire life, aside from Daggum Hydro City Zone, was that one water area that you could swim around in Mario Galaxy. That place was freaking fun as frick. And, I mean, you know, Genshin Impact's got a fun little swimming thing, you know, if that's something to go off of. But, either way, I digress. It's still the best water zone ever freaking made. And it's no contest, man. I genuinely don't see, if there are people that hate this zone, man, you're just wrong. You are. I'm sorry. You're just wrong. Normally, I would say people are entitled to their opinions, but that's not even an opinion. That's just a straight up false statement. This is the best zone ever made. This is the best water zone ever made. And the fact that Sega themselves were able to do that alongside inventing DLC, you know, should say something about the state of Sega and their cookedness and how they cook all the time. I mean, they just cooked with Sonic X Shadow Generations recently, and, you know, a small team was able to work on that and make that as good of a game as it is. So, what's stopping them from cooking in the future? I'm hoping Sonic Frontiers 2 is going to be an amazing game, and I'm hoping it's going to be really, really freaking fun. But, you know, that's besides the point. I am so locked right now, man. I'm so locked because I love this stage. It's so good. So good. So good. But anyway, let's get into this. I'm gonna jump up, and as you can see, the wall from, is it Act 2? The beginning of Act 2. Yes, the beginning of Act 2 has returned, except it's in Act 1, and you're actually going up this time. You're not going side, you're going up. Which I think is a really cool detail, how they kind of just switched that and they still kept the wall, but in a weird way, a little more iconic. Now, I will say, not to say that the old wall isn't iconic, it is definitely iconic, and that was the bane of my existence as a kid, for sure. But I think that's going to be me. Okay, good. Not to say that it isn't the bane of my existence, but it definitely was not fun as a kid, you know? And that's why we love it here. Now, I'm just going to let y'all listen to the music because you already know. Peak is here. I got to pay homage, you know. I got to pay homage to my Peak. If this is going to be the last send-off for Sonic Mania, you know I have to pay homage to Peak. You know I do. You know I do. That's just how it is, you know? Yeah, that's right. I'll let y'all listen to 2 cycles. Why? Because it's just that good. I had to. I had to. 2 cycles. I know. I'm a little trippy on there. I'm tripping on that. But 2 cycles, man. I had to. 2 dadgum cycles for dadgum Hydro City, bro. It's just that peak. I had to. It's, oh my gosh, I love this zone so much, man. This zone, like, y'all can't see it because I had the face cam off. I was originally gonna do face cam, but I felt like it was just better not to do it for this series. I am smiling ear to ear right now. I can't even lie to y'all. I can't even lie to y'all. I can't. I am smiling ear to ear. Mirage Skadoosh! Yes, sir! Oh my gosh. Like I said, grinning ear to ear right now. Oh my gosh, I love this zone so freaking much. It's so good. And the only reason I'm doing Supersonic here is because it's fun. Watch this. You can also let Tails die. Goodbye, Tails. Alright, so now what we do... we just let Eggman do his business here. Boom. 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 And I'm killing Tails in the process, so you know it's already goated. There we go. Boom. Easy. And it's over before it's even started. Anyway, there we go. Also, have I mentioned Sonic Mania has like perfect stage length? But anyway, next we're going to Mirage Saloon, which the first act, not gonna lie, kind of a stinker. I can't lie. It's really a stinker, and it's really a letdown too that they brought back the freaking Sky Chase thing from Sonic 2. Really a stinker, I'm not gonna lie. I really wish we had the Knuckles act, which we did get in Encore. So I guess Encore did improve on that facet. But this is just, man, nobody wants this. Nobody wanted this. This is such a stinker, man. Like, legit, like, we had this in Sonic 2 and it was cool in Sonic 2. And then they brought it back for Sonic 4 Episode 2, which, like, I like Sonic 4 Episode 2. I think it's decent. But, dude, oh my gosh, the plane levels in that are such a stinker as well. Golly, they're so... I was so bored when I played it. Because I played it recently for a special video that's going to be coming soon, which I'm not going to talk about, which only some people on the Discord know about. But golly, bro, this is just such a stinker, man. Like, I mean, it's not horrible. It's definitely better than other Sky Chase levels. It's better designed than Sky Chase in Sonic 4 Episode 2. But this is still just such a stinker, man. Like, this is just so boring. I don't want to do this. And it sucks that they did this, man. I was so tilted. Especially with Mirage Saloon Act 2 being so freaking peak. Not even just that. Like, it was so peak to a point where I was like, man, this is phenomenal. I genuinely can't like fathom this. And I will say this, something I don't like about Mirage Saloon Act 2 is it's too short. It's way too short. It is a really big level, but because they showed it off so early, a lot of people really knew what to do with Mirage Saloon when the game came out. And I think that doesn't really help its case because Mirage Saloon, you can really tell by the look of the level. That level was built for speedrunning, man. That level was built for speedrunning. It was not built for like, oh, explore. I mean, you can explore if you want, but like, you can get, if you know what you're doing, you can get through that level in no time flat. It's actually insane how quickly you can get through Mirage Saloon Act 2. And it's such a letdown because I really love that stage, man. That stage is so good. Compared to this one, like, this is the only good part about this stage is you get put on ground for a little bit, and then you have to go back to Stinker immediately, and you have to do it in a boss fight as well. It's so annoying. I hate it. I will say, out of all the zones in this game, this is probably one of the ones I hate the most, for sure. I do not like this game, or this zone at all. At least Act 1 of Mirage Saloon, I should say. Not in general, but in general. But I'm going to go Supersonic because I can't be asked to do this. So basically what he's going to do is he's going to jump and you're going to want to be able to tell where he's coming from. And you'll be able to see him do this. So you can kind of jump and gauge where his jump's going to be. It's a little difficult to do considering it's in like a weird 3D-esque plane. Now if he does this, he's going to come from the side of the screen, which is easier for you to hit him. But you can definitely see where he's at by just gauging. Oh, please. You got to be really careful, though, when jumping, because if you aren't, you're going to get killed as Supersonic. Supersonic can pitfall here, and it's very annoying. That's why I'm always so conservative playing him here. But there we go. That's Act 1. Finally, we can get this stinker out of the way and go on to the better act, which is Sonic Mirage Saloon Act 2. What? I'm so glad that's over. It only took 3 minutes too. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. Fang! My op! Of course! Of course! On my send-off, they had to bring my op up in here for the send-off of Sonic Mania. Dang, oh, they're gonna pay for that. You'll pay! Anyway, here we go. Mirage Saloon Act 2, which is such a good stage, such good music, and a really good freaking desert zone. I think it's one of the best Sonic level, like dirt level desert zones. One of the best Sonic desert zones we've ever gotten, if I had to be honest. And it's really, really fun. Like I said, my only gripe with this stage is it is too daggum short, man. It's built for speedrunning, which I like it in that facet, but because of that, for me personally, I just feel like there's not, like, there's less stage time, and you're not here for long. So as soon as you start enjoying it, it's done, you know? And so I feel like it's a Sonic Forces situation where it's like, oh man, I'm about to enjoy this level, and then it's just not, you don't enjoy the level, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a shame. I really wish this level was a little longer. It is a really good, really, really fun level. It's a very solid level, but golly, is it short, man. Like, look, I'm pretty sure this is the halfway mark of the stage, and we're already a minute in, you know, like, this is the halfway mark, I can tell. Because of this right here. So You know, this is literally like, oh my gosh, man. It's just, I really wish these were longer. I really wish this was longer. Especially with knowing what the next stage is, Oil Ocean, and how long that one is. And I won't say too much about Oil Ocean, but I will say it is a little bit of a stinker. It's still kind of fun, but it's mostly a stinker. Knowing that after you're having so much fun speed running here, it's just, oh man, like, especially like when and I get it, they probably didn't want to recreate Sandopolis and make it feel like it was too long or too excessive, but man, this one is so fun. I would say if this, like, here's my thing, if this stage was longer, I would say that this is my favorite and the best new stage. The best stage in this game, by far. If this stage was longer, I feel like it would be the best stage. But simply because it's just so freaking short, man. I can't. Like, look, we're 2 minutes in. That wasn't even a minute long. It's a very big stage, but it's just so... And there's a lot to do if you really want to, but oh my gosh, man, if you're just running through it, man, it does not take that long. I think even in my very first playthrough of the game, it did not take me that long to get through it, which was like, oh my gosh, this is so disappointing, man. I really wish the stage was longer. I really wish they would have given it more time to cook with that stage. I'm gonna get rid of my off here. And yeah, man, Mirage Saloon Act 2, so good, such a banger stage to obviously cap off with what was it, Sonic or Hydro City's own Act 2. So you had to, you know, go through those, and then you got to go through the stinker that is Act 1, and then fill it off with Act 2, which is way too short in my opinion. But yeah, next is going to be Oil Ocean, and that's going to be fun. Well, you'll see.